That's who we are. The best on the planet. Unbelievable.
I love that. It's what I love.
First of all, before we go into Motherwell, just want to say about Greg Taylor, mate. That's why the boys call him Oxwell, because he's absolutely different gravy.
You look as if you have just come straight away for the Green Brigade.
Aye, we'd have meeting at 6:30, mate. Yes, good evening. We're back with a Celtic Unrestricted View. How are we? And it's myself, JP, and I'm joining us tonight on this Friday night Unrestricted View Goal Rush episode is my good man, Big Jason. And I can see you're still smiling, big man. Tell you what, you must have a heating up full, by the way. I've got a hoodie on because it's still -9 in Glasgow, mate.
Aye,
As we speak, the old temperatures severely dropped these days, mate. But how are you, big man?
I'm good, mate. I'm a wee bit cold now, man. Aye, but I'm good, mate. It's good to be on with you on a Friday night talking about our one true love and our true passion, and that's Celtic, mate. And aye, it's been quite the day. It's been quite the day with some certain announcements, hasn't it?
Yes, it certainly has. And before we go any further, I think I better announce something. Is a happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody that's tuning in with us tonight. I hope you're all fine and well. I hope you're all enjoying the occasion. I hope you're only too drunk. Or maybe he's on. That's how you're actually watching us in the first place, one of the two. But
we don't care either way.
No, we don't care either way, mate. We don't. You're right, we don't. But yes, as I said, we're back and we love chatting about our beloved Celtic. And just on that matter, big fella, we're back at Paradise tomorrow, mate, and we're entertaining the Hibs. So, what's your thoughts on it, big man? Are you going?
I'm going to the game tomorrow, mate. I'm looking forward to it. So I've not been to a game for a while. I'm going with my dad and my nephew tomorrow. Looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good game of football, mate. I think apart from Hibs losing against the team across the water, they're a no bad run. I think since they beat Aberdeen, they beat them 6-0, that turned their season about. I actually quite like that Lee Johnson. I think he's actually quite a good manager. I think he speaks very well. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good game of football tomorrow. What about yourself?
Yeah, I agree, mate. I think it's set up to be a good spectacle. We are playing some really good football, and we're just, like I've said to Ryan before, mate, we're just absolutely relentless just now. So I really think that this side of the season is what I like to call the business end, Jason. And I think Celtic will just put their foot to the floor and try and get matters wrapped up as quick as we can. Because now it's all about trying to get to, trophy presentation days and making sure that you're on the podium. And I think tomorrow's just another, what's that, like 10 games, including tomorrow, to go now in the league campaign. So tomorrow it's just a case of ticking another one off, mate, and carrying on the momentum. I know Hibs, I know Lee Johnson's trying to get them to play the right way and stuff, mate, but I just think if we, like I said, mate, it doesn't matter what team are in this league. If we play the way we play, then there's only going to be one outcome of the match. And obviously, a big talking point. Tomorrow, mate, we're going to be minus Timoki Iwata. I've heard that he's picked up a back strain in his training, and Aaron Moy, who's been actually carrying a bit of a knock, but try to play through the important games and stuff for us and get us through it. But Big Ange had announced earlier on that both players will not play tomorrow. What's your thoughts on that, mate?
Yeah, I think Moy will be a massive miss. I think he's been an absolutely sensational signing for a free transfer. His mate is unbelievable, by the way. Very, very intelligent footballer.
Yeah.
But I think Aurelio comes back into the squad. I think he'll get a nod tomorrow. Maybe
Yep.
and obviously Turnbull's going to obviously get a chance of getting on the park. But aye, of what I've seen of that Iwata, mate, I've actually quite like him. It looks as if he understands, but I think we'll see him next year. But I quite like what I see so far, mate. But no, look, I think we can afford to probably rest Aaron Moy tomorrow and let him get fitter. We've got more important games coming up, so I think he's probably going like that. We'll cut the losses tomorrow, let him sit out, try and get a bit of fitness under his belt, get a wee bit better. And mate, if we're sitting there saying that Martinelli's going to come on and going to play, I'm absolutely all right with that, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I don't think it. Like I says, we've got a big squad, Jace. We've said it many a times on here, mate. I think we've got enough in the locker to deal with that. I agree with you. I think Aaron Moy's been absolutely tremendous, especially after his World Cup shown for Australia. I think he's been outstanding for us. Maeda as well, and Alistair Johnson.
Mate, Alistair Johnson is unbelievable, by the way.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely thought when JJ left that we were going to struggle, but you're like that now. You're on of it too. Do you know what I mean? He's a slightly different player, but I think he's could be just as good if he keeps playing the way that he's playing.
Yeah, I get that. A lot of people are maybe saying, is Alistair Johnson, is he good enough going forward? But he's certainly, defensively, he's certainly the best we've had in a long, long time. I was speaking to my dad about this. I think he could potentially be the best right back we've had since Danny McGrain. Easy.
Stig,
he's got that. He's got Lustig as well, mate. But that again, AJ, as his nickname is between the fans now, innit? So as we're calling him AJ now, I think he's got that. He's just got that strength, Jason, that potentially. I thought sometimes Lustig, as much as he was a quality servant for us and everything he did, I sometimes thought that Big Lustig used to go down too easily. See, whenever he was kicked or he rolled a bit. I mean, he was built like the side of fiver, mate. So it wasn't like he was, he didn't have a bit of beef on him. No, I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm not saying he. What I'm stating there isn't anything to do with his footballing ability, but that side of him, I kind of didn't really like that. Being a guy for East End of Glasgow, when you play football, it's kind of bedded into you to have a wee bit more about you in terms of strength and don't go down too easily. And
especially if you're a defender, mate. Do you know what
well,
I mean?
that as well. So I just think Alistair Johnson's ice hockey background has now put him in great shoes to play football, and he's reading of the game as well. I think he's starting to get more comfortable now with his surroundings, as in people around about him. You look at some of the rotations, especially at Tynecastle, I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. He's probably one of the unsung heroes of the team, mate. A lot of your fans probably don't actually realise what he does. But when you go and do, we'll do kind of individual analysis of certain players in here as well. So when we do that, you get to see that side, obviously, because we get to sit here and chat about it. So you kind of get to see more of that side when you go and you actually look for, you're looking for certain things. And when you look for that, you can then pinpoint it because you see it from that individual. You see it from them when they're, playing like that on the pitch. So I really do think, he's going to be very, very good. So I think he's one of those players you mentioned, Tomoki Iwata. I think he's going to be another player that, although he's come in and made a huge impact for us just now, I think he's going to make an even bigger impact as we go next season and get another campaign in Europe with this current, the nucleus of this current squad. A couple of wee comments here. Good evening, Plunge. How are we? Happy St. Paddy's Day to yourself, mate. Thanks for joining us. Plunge is asking where Andy Gray is. Andy Gray is actually enjoying Paddy's Day and he's out for a liquid dinner tonight, Plunge. So Andy's getting a night off and he's just stuck with myself, unfortunately. But if you've been watching, mate, you'll probably know a Friday night I normally do it anyway, so it doesn't make any difference where Andy Gray is when you've got me. Come on, what more can you ask for on a Friday night? Listening to Big JP. That's what we call him, innit, Jace? Because he loves to gab and you let him talk. You can go and make coffee and put toast on, come back and he's still not finished.
Aye.
James Robertson, cheers for joining us, mate. Big praise, JP. Saw Danny play. You might be right with this boy. It's just a hunch, James. It's just something inside's telling me, when you see a player playing for 20 minutes, half an hour, you know he's got it. You know he's got it or he's not. And the way that we play, the tempo we play at, the rotations we play in, the boys now becoming more comfortable. I know Danny played in a different era. So a lot of your fans will probably be saying, JP, you might be jumping the gun there. I might be. I'm only giving you my opinion of what I see in Alistair Johnson. But I'm glad you kind of slightly agree with me, James, because it's just something I see in the boy. I think he's got that in his locker. He's got strength. He can play with 2 feet. He's positionally brilliant. He knows when to go, when to sit. Same as Danny. And I think Alistair would be equally as good to play on the left, similar to what we did with Juranovic, Jason. When we needed to go some on the left, I think Alistair Johnson would be well suited to that as well because he can play with his left foot as well. So that was just basically what I can see just now. I know it's early doors, and I'm big enough and ugly enough to sit here in a couple of months' time if his career goes south with us, and I can't see it either, Jason. But I'm saying I'm big enough and ugly enough to sit here and take it if you were all wanting to, have a go at me and have a pop at me for saying that. That's fine. But I think it's tremendous, guys. One thing to remember, I think it's tremendous recruitment from Ange, and especially early doors the way he done it, because he had a small incline that Juranovic would be going, and he acted very quickly. And going with the way Alistair Johnson was talking, Jason, I think business was concluded very quickly, and it didn't take him long to also agree to sign on the dotted line, mate.
I think to the feel, listen to him, I think he sort of knew before he went to the World Cup that he was coming to Celtic. That's unbelievable. So it just shows you that how on the ball and Gisby this stuff, as soon as he gets an inclination that you don't want to be here, you're away.
Yeah.
I think he proved that with Giakoumakis. I think Giakoumakis was maybe trying to, don't know if you believe what you hear, that at the end up he didn't want to go, but Andrew's like that, no, you're gone. And
I think there was more to that, mate. And obviously, I don't want to start talking out of turn and creating rumours that maybe aren't there. But I just personally, for experience of playing football and being in round about it and going to games and stuff, I think Giakoumakis has been maybe a naughty boy behind the scenes somewhere along the lines, because you don't just go for being the top scorer last season to then no really getting a pick and coming on maybe 5-10 minutes here and there, and although you're still chipping in with some goals, you still then only getting back in the team. Or I think there's been more to it than that, mate.
I think fair outside of looking in, I think Giakoumakis has maybe questioned Ange, and Ange has been like, "No, don't question me," and that just shows you how much in control and what he's got, how much control he's at the club.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You could the last manager I remember that had that sort of power and all that. I don't say power, but was Alex Ferguson at Man U. If you stepped out of line, you're only going to be there. And listen, that's I'm all for that. Do you know what I mean? If he's had a pop at him and been like that, well, I think I should be playing. He's been like that, well, really, then that's fine then. There's the door.
Yeah. There's a door.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I'm totally with you, mate. I understand that. It looks like Big Ange obviously has full control. You can tell right away he runs the show. Another wee quick comment here for Francis. Francis Lester's joining us tonight. Cheers, Francis. I think there's a situation brewing with Abada as well at the minute. What's your thoughts on that, lads? Jace, I'll let you take that one. I don't really know. I've not really heard any sort of Abada noise personally. But I have heard a couple of people saying, that he's potentially not happy with the game time, etc. But I think these guys just need to get used to being part of a rotational squad. If you want to compete at all fronts, mate, I think that's something that these boys need to get used to. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, mate.
I've not heard anything that would suggest that he's wanting to move, but he maybe is slightly frustrated that he doesn't start every week, but
yeah,
he comes off the bench, makes an impact, and then you start him and he doesn't play very well, and then he goes back on the bench. Do you know what I mean? So
he seems to be a very good reactional player, doesn't he? Like when he comes off the bench, he's sort of he's becoming. I said this as well to a couple of people. I think he's becoming our Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's like an impact player when he comes off the bench, but you say when he starts, he doesn't really. It takes him a wee while to get going in the match as well. Like when he comes on, it's like normally when a team's tiring, so his energy can then affect the game. But when he starts a game, it just doesn't feel the same. I know what you mean. I haven't seen anything, Francis, to be honest with you, mate. So and
I couldn't comment because I've not seen it. But again, I think if it's one of the ones, if he doesn't want to be there, then he'll not be there. But
so Francis has actually just said again, mate, that he's made a comment of behind the scenes problems being the reason for his lack of game time.
I don't know.
I think you seem to know a bit more than me do, Francis. To be honest with you, mate. I don't really. I wouldn't.
He started. Did they not start at Tynecastle or no? He started at Tynecastle, didn't he?
Yes. Aye.
So.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, it was Haskabanovic and Jota.
So it was.
So no, he came on as a sub.
He started the game before that.
Did he not start them again? He started it. I'm sure he started against them at Celtic Park the Wednesday night, didn't he?
Aye. And he wasn't very good, mate. To be honest.
I don't think he was very good. I think we were just sort of a wee bit flatter than that. Obviously the way we started the game and
did you see the Haksabanovic but at Tynecastle?
I thought he was excellent. Just again, we weren't. I thought he was, mate. I thought did you see in the first couple of minutes, mate? He's wee reverse pass to Hatate, and then his movement, he's looking for a 1-2 straight away, but Hatate then turns and shoots and forces a save for Xander
By the
Clark.
way, see that game at Tynecastle, when that Scottish Cup game, that for me, don't know what you think about the listeners think, but see for me, that's the best we've been all season. It just clicked. Everything clicked, I thought, that game. I just thought we were outstanding.
Saturday last week, you mean?
Aye.
Well, potentially the way we started, mate, but I thought there was a spell in the game again where we just never got out of second gear. But Hearts for me, mate, didn't get going at all. Like, if you look back to the Wednesday night, right, they started well. They started quite fast. They came at us and scored right away. Then we sort of started to grow into the game. That's the thing with a Celtic team, Jace. I don't think we need to really play. Like, we don't need our players to play 8, 9 and 10s every game because we've got enough there that we can just slightly touch the gas and take it up a notch, and we're too good for the rest of the league. We've done it all season. For me, we've not got out of second gear a whole season, just.
No, I would agree with that.
Beating teams comfortably.
I would agree with that.
There's maybe a couple of games where you know, we've been totally, we've went for the jugular and we've been totally ruthless. The 4-0 game against them at Celtic Park, the 5-0 we beat Kilmarnock down there, the one with Jota scored
The
that.
United away.
Dundee United away, the 9-0 game as well. There is only a couple of games this season, mate, that I've found is, you know, at full throttle.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're saying in terms of our start at Tynecastle, especially scoring in the first couple of moments with what a goal that is, and all with Aaron Moy. What a take that is when he's left peg to then execute that into a goal.
Talking about that, right, with Aaron Moy. See, if you actually look over his career, he's no scored a lot of goals. This is probably the most goals he's ever scored in a season.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable how good that guy is.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, mate, he reads the game really well. A lot of your fans are saying, you know, he's not the fastest. He doesn't need to be. It's not his game. It's not the way he plays. He brings the game down to his level when he plays, and he's fast enough. He's got fast feet. He moves the ball really well. As I say, it's
Free transfer.
free transfer as well. Exactly, free transfer. It's no happy days, mate. It's a win-win situation for us. He had a great World Cup with Australia, albeit I know they never qualified through the group or anything. But no, sorry, they did qualify through the group, but they never went deep into the competition. But I thought he was excellent. I thought he was an actual standout for them. And then it was after that, you know, they've come back as if him, Maeda, even Juranovic, and out with his Ibrox display, and Alistair Johnson, have all come back for the World Cup with a spring in their step, as if, right, we're ready to go again. And, you know, they've all performed really, really well. But just going on to the game tomorrow, mate. Last time we played Hibs at Celtic Park, we took 6 off them. And he tried to open up and play against us. In my opinion, mate, it was very, very naive, because even then, when he still had Porteous, you know, and kind of guys to play against us, but Martin Boyle, etc., I thought that was naive for him to do it, because I just didn't think man for man they could come and do it. I thought it was even more naive to come out and actually say you were going to do that before you done it. I think it would have been more a surprise if they just came and, you know, tried to pop it and see how they got on that day. But he's went publicly and he spoke about it and he says, no, we're going to do this. I remember that Hearts manager, Daniel Stendel, remember him? Came and he done that and we whacked him and took 5 off them that night as well. I think it's very naive to do that against a Celtic team. And as much as, again, you've got to show a Celtic team respect, mate. As much as whatever you think about them, regardless of who you are, you've got to show them respect, because if you don't, they'll just get whacked and scalped all the other place. And again, if we want to play anywhere near our pomp, I can see them all. I'm not just saying this, mate. They've named McGeady, they've named Martin Boyle. I think Nisbet's been in and out with injury here and there, and he was nearly away in the January window, and he's been a sub, and he's not been playing, and they're relying heavily on the boy. Is it Ewan, French boy?
Ewan, aye.
I know they've signed a couple of players like the boy Diego in the midfield, and they've brought in a couple of the boys.
They've got that boy Fish at the back. He's quite good. Fish.
They brought him in, and they brought that other big boy in as well. What's his name? The other big centre back they brought in as well. Is it Owen something? I can't remember.
Better boy. I don't know, but they're better than that boy Rocky they had, man. He was woof.
I think they've still got him as well. But I just think that, you know, teams, as much as we're getting fed up seeing teams coming and just parking the bus, but I'm just thinking, even doing that now, you can't do that against a Celtic team, mate, because they've just got too much firepower. Before you know it, you'll keep them out for so long, and then before you know it, you're 2-3 nothing done. Because of Kyogo's movement, Maeda's movement. as I say, mate, I really don't know how you go about a tactical plan to stop a Celtic team, but this mob are in my opinion, mate, that's the best Celtic team I've seen.
Me and my dad were actually saying that last week when we were sitting watching the Celtic Hearts game, and we're like that. How do you stop this Celtic team? Every team in the league's tried a different way to try and stop us. It's not work. They've tried the low block. I mean, they've tried putting every man behind the ball. They've tried to open up. They've tried to play our game. They've tried to no gaze as much space, be tight and all that. Nothing seems to stop us. I would agree with you, mate. This is probably the best Celtic team I've ever seen in my lifetime, anyway. Do you know what I mean? You've got Martin O'Neill. I think O'Neill's team was different. Rodgers was a good team in his own merit, but this team is just relentless. The hunger doesn't die. Do you know what I mean? And it's just, if he sets up the model the way that he set up against the last time, we could take about 10 off them. And I'm not just saying that.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that, because they can't sit and open up. And I think he'll go defensive. I think he'll go ultra defensive and just try and get us on the counter attack.
Yeah.
Is Starfelt fit?
He's fine. Him and Maeda are both fine. Ange was saying so. The two of them are fine.
Do you know, even if Starfelt was fit and that big Kobayashi come in, I'm quite happy with it, because I like him.
Maeda just done his warm up with them, mate. Apparently he came second in that Gold Cup with it. Well, everybody knows he likes running, mate. So I think he went for a wee run a day.
Aaron McCoy said it perfectly, man. That he must just plug his cell in at night, and then that's him.
I liked that for McCoy. I thought that was quite.
I like McCoy. I think he's calls a spade, man.
Well, that's it, and there's no nonsense with him either, you know. And I think that's why he's got that likeable factor about him a wee bit, in terms of, you know, even some of your fans will say that, you know, like because a lot of your fans just, I mean, whatever represents the other side, you know, they don't get any credit, regardless of what, you know, what area or what terms it comes for. But McCoy does he's a bit like Sutton the other way. But I think Ali McCoy's one of the type of people, mate, that he could probably get on with any sort of group of people, because he can relate to so many different views and so many different ways. You could put him with three French guys, and he would, you know, he would sort of bring a lot of patter to it. He would bring, you know, you could put him with three American guys, you could put him with three Swedish guys. He's one of the type of guys, mate, that he'll just
fit in.
He just fits in, and that's it. And fair dues. And obviously, like we saw with the what do you call it? The media up here. Whatever you do, you're scrutinised, mate. Whatever you do, you get a hard time for it, because you know, obviously you can't do this and you can't do that, and this is that and this is that, and you're not allowed to do that. I mean, I saw the lad Sans the transcript for his interview the other day. Did you see it? Where he was talking about the game we beat them 4-0, and he was saying that obviously they went for dinner, him and Tillman and Carter Vickers. I think at the time the USA coach was with him as well, due to the fact that there was going to be an international selection period coming up, and it was more or less like it was the biggest regret he'd had, and you know, we shouldn't have done this, and that can't really hurt him. And I'm thinking to myself, why can it no? Like, why? What's sort of put you off? What a wee bit of a backlash for your fellow supporters? I just found the whole thing very, very strange. But it just shows you as well the you know, the sort of typical Glasgow mindset that there is, mate. That, you know, people just aren't allowed to move their backsides.
I think it was
Otherwise,
the
they're
wrong.
scrutinised for everything they do.
But I think it was probably the wrong decision to make to go out for a dinner after you've just been scalped 4-0 off your rivals with a centre half. But then again, they're not from here, so they don't get it. So they probably didn't think they was it, not it. But
Aye.
I thought it was funny when they turned in and they said that the SPFL wasn't that good a level.
No, I found that astonishing when he said that it wasn't that great a level.
Red
But
rotten.
what he alluded to the fact was that he wasn't up to that level. He wasn't able to cope at that level. So he kind of missed that part of it, which I found astonishing. Because it's all right going and, you know, having a I could maybe take that off of somebody like a Brian Laudrup, a Paulo Di Canio, a Henrik Larsson, a Lubo Moravcik or something like that. But if it's somebody that, you know, that hasn't been that great and hasn't had a great time of it, it's a wee bit like, I don't know, it's a wee bit like a homeless guy slagging your curtains, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
It's as useful as an ashtray and a motorbike.
I was just,
Like,
I was astounded when I seen that. I was like, what?
aye.
Like, it was just, he wasn't, he was in no position to sit and sort of slag the Scottish League. Do you know what I mean?
Just more on the fact that Alan McCoy's there, mate, just obviously before we move on, I just found out that he actually got a Lenny Danny McGrain's jersey, mate. I don't know if you've seen it.
He wasn't look very happy, didn't he? No.
Oh, he doesn't look chuffed there at all. It certainly wasn't a stag party, put it up, but he wasn't kind of forced to put it on. What I want to know is, I'm wondering whose on that is. It's coming up the back of his head to slap him.
Graham
That
Souness.
been Presley? Probably, aye. I was just going to say that there. But it's nice to see that he's kept up that kind of spirit for Celtic and their managers, etc. On it.
No, but
It's,
even the way that with
he's
the
a good
cup
man.
with the cup final, it was just when Ange was up talking, he was just totally in awe of what he was saying. You could just tell that he was like, wow. Do you know what I mean? A bit of a bit of banter with Ange, and that was it. I don't mind that. I don't mean because look, he's a football man, even though he's a Rangers man, but he likes his football. Do you know what I mean? And
You thought about
Any
that?
chance of a lift back to Celtic Park? You're
I'll
offering
give-
me a lift
Hey,
a
Bola,
while back.
jump on about.
I think Ali was hoping it would be a bit further than Celtic Park, weren't you?
see, brilliant, mate, brilliant. That's
No,
brilliant.
it's all a bit of fun. That's why I reckon, you know, he's the type of guy that probably could go on with most groups that he's put into, you know.
Aye.
But again, mate, what's your thoughts on tomorrow? Obviously, you says before we came on that you're actually attending the game tomorrow. So, what you looking forward to most?
I'm actually looking forward to getting a good look at Alistair Johnson.
Have you not seen him live yet? No.
I've not actually seen him live yet, mate. No.
Right. Okay.
I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm just looking forward to. I like getting up in the morning and knowing I've got the football tomorrow, and then I pick my nephew up, drive through, then meet my dad, walk up to the game and that. You know what I mean? And then get in and just I'm just actually enjoying a wee day out with my dad and my nephew at the football, mate. And I think we'll win. Do you know what I mean? And that's it.
Right.
It's always a good game against Hibs and the teams fed Edinburgh. They always give you a right good game. So I'm looking forward, mate. I really am looking forward to it.
Aye, so am I, mate. Obviously, I'll be in attendance myself tomorrow. So, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. You always look forward to getting back to Celtic Park, mate, because again, when you've got a home game and then you're away, and then there's cup games involved, and you kind of miss that sort of. You want to be going to Celtic Park consecutively week after week, and you miss that sort of thing when you know. And I unfortunately I don't get to the away game, so it's all that ballot stuff now, and you've got to been going to the away games for donkey's years, and due to work commitments and through the years and stuff, I've not been able to do that. I'm
the
just
only,
happy to get back to Celtic Park, to be honest.
the only away game you would probably get guaranteed to get a ticket for would be Livingston, because they give you 3 stones.
Aye.
But I think next season, I know that St Mirren said they're going back to getting the 2 stands.
Right. Just on Livingston, did you hear Big Angie's reply to the guy that had asked him about Davy Martindale's comments about extending the league?
No,
No, it was right at the very beginning of his presser today. And the guy says to him, I've just spoke to Davy Martindale yesterday, and Davy was saying that maybe extending the league to 14 teams to give youth development a chance to obviously come through, etc., and try and make squads a bit better. And also, Davy thinks it would improve the league, etc. He says to Big Ange, what do you think about it? And Big Ange says, to be honest with you, mate, I think Davy's got a lot of time between games through the week. to be sitting there. He says, I've had 3 games last week. A game on Saturday, a game in midweek, a game now tomorrow. He says, I don't have time to sit and, like contemplate what's going on there and what do I think would make the league better. He says, I'm just here to try and prepare my team. And he says, I think other managers, if they're coming away with raking of answers, more or less, that they've got a lot of time in their hands. That's a few times he sort of spoke about Davy Martindale.
They ask him these questions and
he's
just...
face.
As if, what are you asking me that for?
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
I've got a wee bit of his presser just now. I'm actually going to play it for the watch it for the listeners as well. This is based on what I was saying earlier about, it kind of alludes to me that, the international managers maybe aren't telling the full truth.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll play this wee clip. We'll see it.
The international break. So just want to speak about some players. Obviously, Greg Taylor isn't going away with the Scotland squad. What's the update with him?
Yeah, look, like all the international players, we provide all the relevant information to the national teams, and it's up to them then to decide whether they call the players up or not. But from our perspective, Greg's available and will play tomorrow, and it's the same with Cameron. But as I said, it's the same with all these international players. Before they go, we give them relevant information, and then it's up to the national team, their medical team, and obviously the manager to then decide whether, they call them up or they decide that, leave them this time for rehab purposes.
Now,
there you go.
I don't know about you there, right? But I think Steve Clark's obviously spoke about Greg Taylor, saying that there's a problem there and it's a Celtic problem. That was his words in terms of Greg's health or fitness. And Ange's came out and says, well, he's got to be available tomorrow. So I don't know. I really think that some of these guys just spout nonsense, just taking hide their brass necks for no selecting guys who are actually in true form and have been in true form the whole season, and picking guys over the top of them who are hardly getting first team games just because they represent a team that's sitting top of the biggest or the most expensive league in the world. That, in my opinion, Jace, that just doesn't cut it for me, mate. And another one who is obviously the Scotland captain, but he's been in a poor, not poor, I don't want to say poor, that's maybe a bit harsh, an underperforming side this season who just a short time ago won the Champions League and also won the English Premier League. So he's picked Andy Robertson and Kieran Tierney over him. Now, I've no qualms with Kieran Tierney. We all love Kieran Tierney. We know how good Kieran Tierney is. Kieran Tierney is not the in-form player here. And for me, that's a totally different matter. So I'm wanting to know why. If I'm Greg Taylor, I'd be chatting, doors and or even picking up phones and phoning people to find out why he's not been selected for Scotland. I mean, guys like Aaron Hickey are being picked before him. Greg Taylor's had a remarkable season. He's already got a trophy in the cabinet, and he's been in the Champions League this season, and he's performed at a very high level with a team who is performing at a very good level and a very consistent level week in and week out. I don't understand that, mate. I really don't. Same with Carter Vickers as well. I don't get why he's not been picked for USA.
It's the same, mate. How Hatate and Kyogo are in that Japanese squad is genuinely beyond me. I mean, see what the Japanese manager said about what's to do with the league. Is he trying to tell me that the Japanese league's better than the Scottish league? Is that what he's honestly trying to tell us?
I don't know, but
that is absolutely astounding.
It doesn't make sense if that's his meaning, because he's picked Maeda, so it doesn't make sense.
League. See that about when they say, but it's the league. That is a big cop-out.
Aye.
He's obviously, that just tells me, the same as Steve Clark, he's got his favourites, and Greg Taylor isn't one of his favourites. I mean, Ryan Jack getting a call up to the Scotland squad, come on. Come on, man.
Kenny McLean.
Kenny McLean, mate, do you know what I mean? He's sticking
better be John McLean for Die Hard.
He's sticking up. He's sticking with the people that have got him there. Look, I get it. He's loyal and all that, but Greg Taylor should be getting into that. Should be getting a call up before.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind, mate. I think Greg Taylor's been absolutely outstanding this season. I can't really speak for the USA squad because I'll be honest, I don't really know much about their squad. I only seen their squad at the World Cup, etc.
You can understand, though, right?
Scotland, obviously, I can speak about because it's my nation, and like.
You can understand, though, that why players will be like that. Well, do you know what? Then I'm not even going to bother putting myself forward to play international football.
I get the boy Ferguson, right. He's played excellent for Bologna. So fair enough. I've no qualms with that at all. McTominay can't get in the Man United team.
Aye, but it comes down to because
he's picking guys like Grant Hanley.
Mate, I by the way, see that Grant Hanley? Mate, come on, man. And then Jack Hendry can't get in the Club Bruce team.
Exactly.
And they're red rotten. They just sacked their second manager of the season.
That is what it is, mate. And I think we're going to have to get used to this, because how long did it take him before he picked Ralston? And even at that was because he scored the winner at Ross County, he got a token gesture, a call up to the squad. So I don't know. I really don't know. I don't understand it myself personally.
I don't.
I think he's left Turnbull out as well, isn't he?
Aye, but you can understand why he's left Turnbull out.
No, you get that. You get it because he's not playing. But it doesn't justify the Kieran Tierney selection, because he's not playing. Scott McTominay's not getting a regular game with Man United either. So, like I says, mate, it's not ringing true. Billy Gilmore, he's another one.
He can't get into that Brighton squad either.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, and he's picking him, but again,
but he's going to go with it.
He's doing it because of the. He's doing it because of the. Well, he's doing it because they go up to the Euros, you know.
But
and like you says, he trusts these boys. So
but you need to freshen it up, though.
I'm surprised at the Greg Taylor, man, because he had him at Kilmarnock, and he knows him really well as well. So I'm actually quite surprised.
Freshen it up as well.
Yeah, no, definitely, totally.
And it's
there's also been a lot of rumours with players that could show their alliances to Scotland. There was been chats about Harvey Barnes and who's the boy at Newcastle, Matty Target. And even there, I mean, there you go. That boy's playing really well, and he's getting more football than obviously Kieran Tierney has. Or okay, he's a left back, but when Tierney plays, and to accommodate Robertson, Tierney's got to play at the left side of a back three to accommodate Andy Robertson when he plays that system. So I just don't get it.
I don't get it either.
It's baffling, mate. It's totally baffling. But as I say, we'll just need to get on, mate. But
And to be honest, then see if these players aren't going to get called up for their country, it suits me because I know they're going to get injured.
well, this is it, mate. Definitely, and we can only.
But I would like to know who Japan have got in the middle of the park and up front.
Oh, they've got a few. I mean, they've got the boy Endo, the boy Ito, the boy.
But are they on the forum? Are they on the form with Kyogo and Hatati is? But Hatati's
Kyogo's a forward. Hatati is unbelievable, Jace. Aye, but again, mate, we don't see the Japanese play. I know the boy is it Morita. Him it's for Brighton.
Aye.
The boy Daichi Kamada for Frankfurt. They're all in a similar position there, Hatati. So it's a battle in there for Hatati. You know, and like say Kyogo. I mean, Kyogo's up there with, you know, he's the Maeda and the other boy, what's the other boy's name that plays with Urawa Red Diamonds? Oh, I can see his face as well. Is it Nagamuto or something his name is, or Nagatumo or something like that his name is? But Kyogo, if you go and look at all the ones that have all scored, Kyogo's got the most goals out of a lot of them. There's a lot of the Japanese fans not happy that he's not been picked. But again, mate, as I said, it's one of the things, mate. The boys will just keep doing what they're doing, and it's better for Celtic because it means after the 2-week break they're all going to be fresh, ready to go again. So it's better for us, mate. But as I say, we need to move on, my man, and we're on to the favourite bit of my Friday night, my man, which is this.
Goal!
It's a goal rush. I love this, man. I love that. So they thrive on it, my man. And first up on the goal rush, mate. Here we go. Motherwell versus the Rangers.
The very proud and very famous, as that boy said on that video.
Aye, that's right. Aye. What's your thoughts, mate?
I think it's a draw, mate. One each.
I do that sort of time, I know. I always do that, and I always say, no, I think it's going to be a draw, and 9 times out of 10, I'm always wrong. But
Motherboard in form, but mate.
Yeah, no, I was just about to say that myself. Aye, Mr. Kettlewell's got him playing well.
He's getting MP by the way. Did you watch him on Open Goal?
I watched his interview. Aye,
he's good. But I think Motherwell taking, but I think one each, mate. I think.
Guys, just before we go any further, actually, for everybody that's watching us, I know prior to this we had a wee league table going, etc. But because we're so far into the season, we've only 10 games left, we have decided here that we are going to kind of not do the league table now, and we will start afresh next season. And when we start afresh, guys, it will be weekly run. So it'll be every single week. And we hope you can all get involved because basically this is created for you guys. And obviously next season, every couple of weeks, what we will do is we will implement prizes where in that week, you will be notified about it, but we won't take part in the week that the prizes will be given out. It'll just be you guys. But that week will be, you also have to predict correct scores as well. Not just a team to win or a draw or, you know, whatever. It'll be 3, possibly 4 correct scores to get the prize. And we'll go for there. So we've decided that just now, predicting the scores, etc. between us is only just a bit of fun. But as we start next season, it will be a very strict sort of league table getting set up. Everybody's names will get added right away, and we'll go from there. And we'll build on a point system of what it was previously. So Sorry, Jason. I just thought I'd inform everybody of that just now. So you think a draw then for the Motherwell Rangers?
I think it will be a draw at the one each at the first part, yes.
It's an early kick-off as well, mate. Aye, it's a
12:30.
Aye, it's a 12:30 kick-off.
So if anyone fancies putting a cooking on tomorrow, not that we promote that, with Rangers.
Please gamble sensibly as well if you do.
With Rangers drawing, you should probably put them on to win now that we've said they're going to draw. So
well, now that you've said that, Jason, we've got Ross Millen joining us tonight, and Ross has actually predicted a 2-1 win for Motherwell. So, and he said that a moment ago there before you actually said a thing, mate. So,
by the way, if you want to see a meltdown, if they get beat tomorrow against Motherwell,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think it'll be a draw. What about you?
No, similar. I mean, I always for some reason the last wee while I've kind of took the Rangers to draw every game, just about, apart for the cup final, and I've been wrong all the time. So I'm actually going to stick with it and just say a draw because I'm bound to get it one day.
Eventually, isn't it?
It's going to happen eventually. Aye.
I done it once this year, and it was when they drew with them at Livingston, and I cashed out in my. It was like they scored only the 88th minute or something, and if it was, I had them to draw. I was waiting in 250, and I cashed out, man. And as soon as I cashed out for 70 quid, man, Lundstrom scored. I was fucking raging. Not that I promote gambling, by the way. Just putting that out
there. No, and if you do, please gamble sensibly. If you decide you're going to, but right, so yeah, 2 draws are predicted, and Ross has predicted 2-1 Motherwell win. Aberdeen and Hearts, mate, is the next one up, and that is at Pittodrie.
Hearts, 2-1 Hearts.
Now you don't need to predict a correct score or anything. You can just say a win or a draw or whatever it's going to be. Hearts,
aye.
I'm going to say a draw. I think Aberdeen have slightly improved under Barry Robson.
Does he got that job to the end of the season?
I think he has, mate. Aye.
It couldn't get any worse.
I know they're interviewing at the moment for a manager, but they'll no make any announcement until I think there's only going to be a few games left. If today there's only going to be a few games left of it. Do you know what I mean? But I do think he'll have it to then. Because I know they were sniffing about that Chris Wilder, and I think did he take the Watford job?
I think he did, aye.
Aye.
I don't know how.
Again, I think that's just the end of the season, so I think maybe Aberdeen will know maybe wait.
I don't know why nobody's getting Lennon in. Well, I do, but he'd deal with it there.
Potentially, but I think Aberdeen have went down this road. They've tried the young and progressive way and the modern way, and I think that that's kind of
backfired significantly.
It's kind of backfired, aye. And then obviously they tried the mere experience with the league and Jim, and obviously that then sort of didn't go too well. So
they've got to get it right.
This one they do have to get it right, aye. So I'm in agreement here, I think. But I think Aberdeen will wait towards the end of the season. There's no rush. I don't think there's any rush. I don't think they're in any sort of danger of potentially going down into that bottom 2. I think they're a good bit away from that now. So I think they don't have to rush it. I think they could potentially just wait it out and see how Barry Robson does. But I think tomorrow that'll be a draw. Obviously the next game done, obviously Celtic Hibs. I'm not even going to ask you what you think there because I know. Next one for that, it's Dundee United versus St Mirren, and Dundee United are at Tannadice.
Dundee United. I think they'll get their bounce fast. Some good one. See, to be fair, right, Dundee United haven't actually been playing that bad. The football's actually been decent this year. They've just been lucky with results. They've actually played decent football, I thought. Because even look, I thought they've not played bad football, in my opinion. Probably, if they shouldn't be sitting in the league where they're in the league with the team they've got.
Yeah. I'm going to agree with you. I think a home win there and all. I think they, I don't think it's so much as a new manager bounce. I just think Jim Goodwin has got that wee bit of know-how. I know, obviously, but, what happened to him at Aberdeen's what happened to him at Aberdeen, but I do think he's got enough there that he can help the boys, especially boys like Dylan Levitt, who looked as if he'd maybe lost his confidence a wee bit. And the last couple of performances, even watched the highlights of that, looks as if he's maybe got his mojo back a wee bit again, and he's on the ball and he's looking more confident. And so I'm going to say Dundee United. I think St Mirren have lost a wee bit of something for we beat them.
Aye.
They're in part there, so they've. I think Dundee United will beat them, mate. Next one up's Kilmarnock at home, and they entertain St Johnstone.
Kilmarnock, they're good at home.
Think so?
Aye. Kilmarnock at home, aye.
I don't know. I'm going to predict again a
Absolutely.
draw. I think they're in trouble, aren't they, Kilmarnock? They're not down the bottom of the league as well.
Second bottom, they need to win tomorrow.
They actually are second bottom. They're level points with Ross County, who both are in 24 points. And the actual nearest to them is Motherwell. They're on 30. So Motherwell have actually created a bit of a gap between joint second bottom and bottom of the table now. So, yeah, I think...
Motherwell could get top 6.
Hold on, let me see. 10 games left. 30... There's only 7 points splitting them in 6th place, mate. So Motherwell are sitting 9th, and there's only... That's what I said, Jace, the other night. I was talking the other night to one of my mates, and I says, you look at Celtic, they're away, right? Celtic are gone. Then you've got Rangers, who are not gone, but they're sort of there themselves in 2nd place. And then you've got Hearts, and they're away for the rest as well. But then between 4th to 12th, there's not really much between any of the teams at all.
I think if Motherwell get a result tomorrow, man, it could get the top 6.
I think certainly for momentum wise, I think if they were to take anything tomorrow, it would certainly give them a big boost in their momentum. I think what they got a boost with, they won 3 in a bounce, and including beating Hearts. So they gained a lot of belief for that as well, because before that, mate, they couldn't buy a win.
They were in a bit of trouble, actually.
They were in a bit of trouble, aye. I think they just get caught in a rut under Stevie Hamill, and he just didn't have experience to get them out it, Jace. He just didn't have that sort of know-how and experience to bring them out it. Stuart Kettlewell's obviously been a manager in Ross County. He's coached a long time, but he's managed in the Premier League before. Stevie Hamill didn't. And it doesn't matter if you've only managed, just say for talk's sake, you're a manager for 5 games or 25 games. It doesn't matter. The experience is going to be the experience. So, and the fact that Kettlewell was already in the building, albeit he was wearing 18s, and you heard him talking like he hadn't known a lot about the first team. So sometimes that's a good thing as well when you go in and right away you say, right, we just need to try and get a win. But you're going in with a fresh sort of, I don't care what you done under that manager.
That's what you do under me.
That's what you do under me, and I'm only here temporarily. And then obviously they beat Hearts, and then the chairman goes and speaks to him, and he says to him about, you want to become a manager full time, and of course he's no. I mean, when that opportunity comes along, mate, you're not going to knock that back. To then put forward your vision to take the club forward. And I wish him all the best. I quite like Stuart Kettlewell. I like the way he talks about the game, and I wish him all the best. And I think if Motherwell will get to top 6, mate, I think that's like potentially that's like them winning a title. really, considering where their
Aye.
season was gone, because their fans were kind of going to games with their horns up covering their eyes half the time. So no,
Fair play to him.
fair play to Stuart Kettlewell, and fair play to the players that seem to have responded to whatever it is he's asking them to do, whether it be stripping it away back to the basics and going again, or he's actually quite a very good young coach. So
no bad team enough. Look at on paper.
when you speak well, Jace, when you heard his interview with Simon Ferry, and by the way, see, as much as people say they two are for home goal, that can't be an easy interview, mate, because they two are wild, and the way they are, like the way they talk to people, and they're so comfortable with everybody they speak to. It must be very difficult to keep your composure. And I thought he handled himself very, very well. And even I watched his presser, obviously, before the game tomorrow. And fair play to him, mate. He's handled himself very, very well in front of the media as well. And he's very professional in his approach and every way he speaks. And he doesn't get too far ahead of himself. Everything's based on the next game. And so best of luck to him. As I say, he's like,
definitely.
Well, manager, I quite like Lee Johnson as well. As much as I think some of his things are, he's pure naive to say it.
His dress sense is a bit out there, but innit, man?
He was dressed for
like
rodeo.
Boy,
he was dressed for a rodeo the last time he was at Celtic Park as well, wasn't he?
He's like Del Boy, man, with the stuff he wears, man.
Aye, definitely. And the last game up, mates, Livingston are at home to Ross County.
Livingston are a bit, they're sort of hit free fall a wee bit, man. They've no what now.
They've kind of hit a wee patch here, haven't they? They've
a draw.
No. They've kind of hit a wee patch. They get beat 3-0 with Rangers. Aberdeen beat them 1-0. Hibs beat them 4-1, and they've drew 1-each with Dundee United. That's their last few results.
So they're a bit up and down, aren't they?
Yeah. Aye, they're a bit of a yo-yo club.
That's 6-0, aren't they?
Livy are sitting. They're actually sitting 7th just now. They're on 36 points. St Mirren are in 6th place with 37 points. By the way, what had Joe P's done with them?
I was saying that to my dad earlier on, by the way.
Look at them last season.
Joe P's done with him, man.
Aye. And he's a good manager. Listen, you took Motherwell to 2 cup finals.
Aye.
Albeit he came up against the best in the country.
He done it with Morecambe and all, by the way.
Aye. No, listen, he took Motherwell to the 2 cup finals as well, and it was just a shame again, similar to Derek McInnes at Celtic, when he was playing Celtic all the times when he was at Aberdeen. You're up against the best in the country, and you're always going to be up against it. And had that have been Motherwell getting to 2 finals and they were playing, just say, Ross County and St Johnstone, I would have fancied that Motherwell team to over to Dury too. Do you know what I mean? And lift the 2 cups. So
I don't know. I've got a wee bit of a soft spot for Motherwell for some reason. I don't know why. I just think they're all right. A nice wee club.
Yeah, listen, obviously, we've got a sort of a small relationship with them through the years. If you look at Tom Boyd and Phil O'Donnell, and I know that obviously it didn't happen directly from there, but Paul Lambert started off, he played with Motherwell, and Stephen Pearson, David Turnbull. I think the one that kind of didn't happen, he wanted it to happen, and a lot of the Celtic fans were wanting it to happen. It was just a shame that Martin O'Neill's Celtic team were where they were. James McFadden.
Scott McDonald.
Yeah, Scott McDonald's another one. Broke a lot of hearts, mate, before he signed with his Francis. Cheers, mate. I've just seen his comment there. Andy Walker, Brian McClare.
Oh, Andy Walker, man. Brian McClare, aye. Andy Walker.
The less says it better about any of the two of them. But no, we've always had a kind of, a kind of working relationship with them through the years in terms of exchanging players, whether one way or the other. So, as I say, mate, that now brings us to the end of...
Goal!
That brings us to the end of that, mate. So, and it also brings us to the end of our night. In fact, no, it doesn't, because I forgot to quickly mention. What's my thoughts, everybody, on the last two derby fixtures of the season? Have now been announced that there will be no away fans at either of the venues. Jace, I'll start with you, mate.
Fair. I think that's absolutely bang on the money. Look, this was all started by one club only. They started messing with the allocation because they were sick of us battering them at their own ground.
I wonder what
But
club
I think,
you could be referring to, sir.
yes. What I think has happened is that I think you said we were talking about it the day, JP, is that Celtic have went like that to Rangers, what we went to full away end, and they've said no, and Celtic have went, well, that's it, nobody's getting in then. So they're the only team that can, they're the only club that can stop this nonsense, because that's all it is. It's pure nonsense. It's actually quite bitter. There's been a few things that have happened in the last couple of weeks, last couple of months, that have made me really laugh at them. Do you know what I mean? You've got that, and then you've got, I know having their name in their top for the cup final, and then you've got,
No, it wasn't that. It was they turned the Celtic badge blue, took the green with it.
they took the green out the Celtic badge. I mean, come on. Do you know what I mean? This is what we're at. So no, listen. I think this is the right thing to do until they decide, until they start putting their toys back in the pram. Because see, when it was the other way about, when it was going through the 90s and they were battering us, we never done that.
Well, this is it, and that again, mate. This all started. To be fair, right? This is just my opinion on it. I find the whole thing very, very disappointing. You've got to look at the generations upon generations of supporters that have looked forward to that fixture, and guys that are. I mean, I'm 39 now. I'm probably not one of the young team anymore. Definitely no, far from it. But there's guys even older than me that love going to the fixtures, and obviously I've been going to the away fixture for a lot of years, who have now been done out of that opportunity because of an individual club. And this isn't just because you're this all started with our fans. Obviously the Brendan Rodgers era. And when we were going there regularly, and we were beating them and destroying them, and we were dancing with our fans and celebrating with our fans, and they were complaining regularly to their club, so much so that obviously their chairman has taken the opportunity to then cut the allocation, and initially he cut it to 800. I don't know if you remember that.
Aye.
And then it got cut further to 700. And after that, Celtic have now obviously tried to get together with them to get round the table or on Zoom or whatever it may have been. And Celtic have kind of says, right, let's try and get the fixture back to the way it used to be. The great spectacle it is. Everybody looks forward to the fixture. We need to get the full allocation back for both sets of fans. What do you say? And it looks like they've came forward and said something like, no, we're keeping it at 700. And Celtic have just said, right, well, we're fed up with this, so we'll just go away and no fans at all. and that's it. And them being so ridiculous and so petty and so whatever else you want to call it, you've said bitter, and there's been I've seen other words used, etc. for it. I just think it's very, very disappointing, mate. That's that's the way
But see,
they
the thing is, I know about
want to
JP, right?
behave and
See if you
conduct business with ourselves, because I think it's very, very petty. In all honesty, mate, I really do.
it is. But see if you ask any of their fans about it, they just go, they don't take any accountability for it at all. It's just pure, well, I don't know, but they started this.
No, I get
Because
that.
I think
I get
they
that.
thought that if they cut the allocation, that they would beat us. It's not happened. It's not
Well, they have.
happened.
I mean, they have beat us. I mean, they have beat us a couple of times through
And
the
an
last
empty
couple of
stadium.
years.
And empty stadiums. They've beat us once at Ibrox with
Yeah,
in it, with a crowd in it.
but I mean, they have beat us. I mean, they've beat us at Celtic Park as well, when the allocation's been cut. But I just find the whole thing very disappointing. I really, really do. I've obviously seen a lot of the comments coming in, etc. as well. Guys, I do see your comments that do come in. I hope a lot of you don't get offended when sometimes we can't put everybody's comment up as well, because I do get to see everybody's comments, and I understand that, we've all got opinions, we've all got, a view on what's going on, but I really do think the whole thing's petty, mate. I really do, and it's just a shame that that they're letting their
They're letting their own
silliness.
fans down, I know, but
Well, they are in their know, because in one breath their fans are asking for that to happen. But in my opinion, mate, they're just cutting their noses off to spite their face, and eventually, like, it's going to disappoint a lot of guys who used to play for the old Rangers and stuff like that, like Barry Ferguson. And I mean, some of these guys are, I think they're in disbelief of what's going on there, and then they're taking away that, in my opinion, the whole buzz of that place. As much as, I've seen comments tonight, people saying, good riddance and this, that, and that. Aye, okay. But when it boils down to the nitty gritty part of it is, I love being in the stadiums when, the banter was there and
aye.
two fans are going at it, even if it was at Ibrox or Celtic Park or whenever it may have been. I love being at Celtic Park when, the banter was there. And, you can say what you want, Jace. My opinion is we've got a really good chance of potentially winning the treble this season. And the way the fixtures are going just now, if the two teams keep winning, then there's an opportunity for Celtic to clinch the league at Ibrox that day when we play them. It'll be post-split probably. And you're looking, they always try and make that the first or second game after a split. So between the game at
Guaranteed it
Celtic
doesn't.
Park, the game at Hampden, which is a semi-final, and then the post-split game at Ibrox, but you could potentially be going to play them between this in a space of 3 to 4 weeks, 3 times. So there's a chance as the way the fixtures are going just now, there's a chance we can win the league at Ibrox if you go and look at it. So, like I says, mate, there's obviously reasons behind, why they don't want the fans allocation being up to full capacity. But it's not down to us, mate. We've tried. We've actually tried to get it back to the way it should be. But like I says, mate, it is what it is, and it's out of your hands. So it's down to, you're right. It's down to one team and one team only to rectify the situation, mate.
I agree, mate. Aye. Wholeheartedly agree. And until it gets rectified, we will be in this position.
Yeah. But we're not going to lose any sleep out of that, mate, because the last time we had just our fans in, it was a total, what an atmosphere that was that night, mate. That was there last February when we destroyed them. The game was done before half time. And in my opinion, Jace, I don't know what you think yourself, mate, and everybody else that's watching us now, I think that wrecked him mentally that night.
Aye.
Really, really did. It took a big psychological effect on him. But the doing he took that night. And that was way, by the way, that was way your two superheroes who were sold on in the summer, Big Aribo and Big Shirley. So this is what I'm saying. You know, they were sold on in the summer.
Shirley
So
for Sheila's wheels, man.
But just the last wee bit of the pod, mate. What's your thoughts on obviously tomorrow and then obviously going forward towards the end of the season?
I think tomorrow will be a win of a quite convincing one. I think we'll be quite comfortable, and I just think we'll just keep going and ticking the games off until we're champions again. That's what I think. I don't see anything changing. I've said it in the previous pods. Celtic's biggest threat, Celtic. Nobody else in this league's touching us.
I like that. I quite like that analogy that Celtic's biggest threat is Celtic. I think I totally agree with that, mate. I think you've got to look at that, and you know we're all saying we've not got out of second gear all season. It's frightening, you know. And the squad strength and firepower that we've got in this squad is absolutely unbelievable. And then the 5 subs thing as well is obviously a big help to us. So no, I totally agree with you, mate. I think I've said it. I said it at Christmas time, and I'm saying it again now. You put your foot to the flare and try and get this done as quickly as possible, and you're ticking the games down as if you're marking off a calendar day. And just try and get the league done as best as you can. Just concentrate on the next game, go and take care of it, and that's it. And then when the cup semi-final comes in, you can then put eggs into a different basket to then go and challenge to be in more than a match that day as well to take the glory that day. And then you're potentially looking at yourself, you're getting into a final. And I don't want to be disrespectful here because obviously Inverness and Falkirk have done really well to get to that semi. But an Inverness team and a Falkirk team, I'm not being funny, the rest of the Scottish Premiership teams have not really been a match for us this season, mate. I don't really see and I don't really hold out much hope for any of the 2 teams laying a glove on us either.
No, I would agree. See, on that, with them two being in that semi-final, do you know what? I think this is absolutely astounding, by the way, that this semi-final between them is actually getting played at Hampden. Average attendance for the two of them put together is 6,500.
Yeah.
You'd be better off playing that at McDermott Park or something like that. Better atmosphere. But then maybe the teams want to play it at Hampden. But I just think that's I just don't see the point in it.
No, I get that, mate. I think you need to sometimes use a wee bit of common sense as well. And I've said it for years.
The only good thing is that whoever gets to the final is going to get. Most fans are going to get a ticket, aren't they?
Well, aye. Majority anyway, aye. But again, I've not seen the criteria to get to this semi-final. So I don't know. Again, I don't know what that is because I wasn't at the last cup game, but I had a ticket for the Morton game at Celtic Park. So again, I don't know how they're going to work this. I don't know what way they're going to do it, but that will remain to see. But thanks again, mate, for coming on to join us on a Friday night. I know it can't be easy for a lot of people tuning in, especially Paddy's Day, because a lot of people are out celebrating. A lot of people spend time with family and stuff, so gearing up for the weekend. So again, mate, thanks very much for joining us. Everybody else that's tuned in tonight, thank you very much for your time. Guys, anybody that's new to the channel, please click the wee bell and the subscribe button. It's totally free of charge. Doesn't cost you any money to do that. Basically, all that will do, just give you a wee notification when this page goes live. And you've got an opportunity to see myself, Ryan, or Jason's big handsome face when we go live on the screen. If you like that sort of thing. If you don't, then fair dues. we are on all social media platforms, guys, as well. So if anybody wants to follow the page, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. We're on all social media platforms. I've just put up my Twitter handle. Jace, you've not got yours on there. Obviously, Ryan's on Twitter as well, so is Jason. But if any of you guys that are listening in are maybe having a downer, maybe not feeling the best, maybe, I don't know, want to blather about football, want to blather ways at all, for any reason whatsoever, please get in contact with us. Don't sit in silence, guys, because it is the most horrible thing in the world to just sit yourself, to think that you don't have anybody to speak to. We've all been there, mate. We've all had that up. We've all had a wee spell when, we've went through a wee dark spell or a wee dark stage in my life, that whether it lasted a week, a day, a month, a year, whatever it may be. But please, guys, do not sit yourselves. In fact, I'll leave that up so people can take note in case you want to reach out. And please do reach out, guys, because it has happened already. There has people reached out to myself and Ryan, and as I say, we're in full charge of our social media page as well. So obviously on my YouTube channel itself, there is a section in there, guys, called the community. We update our YouTube listeners regularly every day. Me and Ryan, I've got direct access to that through the channel on there as well. So please keep an eye on that. It's called the community. You'll see it once you go onto our channel. It should come across your little homepage bar. There'll be a bit that says lives, playlists, community, and about. And it should be there. And sorry, videos as well was at the beginning. Then it's lives, playlists, community, and then about, basically information about the channel. So it's there, and you can even chat to us on there as well, because we put up wee photos and things that are happening, for like, just if we're talking shit, we've got a guest episode or anything, we put things in there as well. So yeah, please don't be a stranger, because we are certainly not strangers when you want to contact us, and we're always here for a chat as well. So again, guys, thank you very much. Like I says, I hope you all have a great weekend. If you're going to the Celtic game tomorrow, please enjoy. If you're out and about, or you're just about to go out and about due to being still early doors, as I call it, on a Friday night, and you're maybe going to have a few sherbets, please enjoy that too, and enjoy the rest of your St. Paddy's Day, because it's about having a good time. And most importantly, stay safe, everybody as well. And yeah, enjoy your weekend and enjoy the game tomorrow, guys. Hail, hail.
Hail, hail, guys. See you later.
Cheers.
That's who we are. The best on the planet. Unbelievable.
I love that. It's what I love.
First of all, before we go on tomorrow, we'll just want to say about Greg Taylor, mate. That's why the boys call him Oxo, because he's absolutely different gravy.
a big milestone for the captain as well. Considering obviously where we were a wee while ago, didn't know who the captain was going to be. A few, including myself, wasn't sure about McGregor. I was kind of saying Julian and all that, and you weren't really sure who was going to come in as manager to start off with, and then who would be the captain. Obviously, because let's be fair, anybody who follows Scott Brown, it's always going to be a hard task to follow the way he was as a person, as a player, and as a captain.
Yep.